Alright, what is going on? Let me fix that. What's up, Premium? Hopefully that fan in the back isn't too loud. That's a fucking air fryer. So I want to show you guys something that happened today that was extremely fucking A+. And obviously I made videos on the 10 a.m. Power of 3. Let's go over to the Premium. Obviously, like, every time I make one of these videos for you guys or something, I pin it. So go to the pinned videos. Let's go. There is a Power of 3 thing here. AMD's Secret Sauce is a very, very good video for that. And then I think there's another one on my YouTube. Yeah, there's one on my YouTube about it. It's called, like, This Confluence will give you a 90%. So let's go to 10 a.m., right? So as you guys know, every single 4 hours we open a new candle on the 4-hour chart. Obviously, no fucking shit. And what typically happens at 10 a.m.? Well, we need to make a top wick and a bottom wick. Let's go to 10 a.m. of every candle. Right here, 10 a.m. Tuesday. We were so bearish on Tuesday that we didn't even make a bottom wick, funny enough. That's fucking insane. But we did make a top wick, so not even a great example. These last 2 days have been so fucking trendy. We have a top wick and a bottom wick. Let's go over here to 10 a.m. Top wick, bottom wick, top wick, bottom wick, etc. So we need a top wick and a bottom wick, and typically how we get those is through a process of AMD. So if you look up AMD ICT, that's going to be accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Meaning we are going to accumulate, and then we're going to manipulate into a liquidity pool, and then we're going to distribute to the other side. It's also known as the Power of 3. So at 10 a.m. or right before 10 a.m., I'm typically like, okay, we're probably going to manipulate into a certain liquidity pool at 10 a.m. And, you know, we just trended down so hard to start this fucking day off that I wouldn't be too surprised if we did. And I was bearish today. I was bearish. But there was also 10 a.m. news. That's another thing to take into account. I was bearish to these daily lows. I was like, listen, I want to see us hit these daily lows and then react off of them. So let's head over to 10 a.m. Okay, so here's 10 a.m. Oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot. Where is it? There it is. I'm fucking stupid, sorry. Not these lows, because this is counting right now for some reason, because this replay mode is dumb as fuck. Okay, so, what happens at 10 a.m.? We get news. We manipulate down into the daily low that we were looking to find this whole time, this swing low. What else happens? Do we put in an SMT? Why am I on fucking silver over here? What the fuck? Bro. Can we step up our fucking game NQ? Or trading view or whatever the fuck? So what else happens? Do we get an SMT? I believe we did at the time, right? But that's not what's most important. What's most important is the fact that we accumulated and chopped for this whole time, and then right at 10 a.m. Why did we wait until 10 a.m. exactly to sweep this liquidity? Because we had to make a low and then a high or a wick for this 4 hours. So if we go back to the accumulation zone, look at this. This is the daily low and this is the 10 a.m. candle. We didn't hit this daily low until 10 a.m. because that was our manipulation leg. AMD. So now I want longs. And as you guys know, I already talked about this in the trade recap. I was very late to this because I got too caught up looking at this 5-minute, aka I'm a pussy-ass bitch. So let's talk about what I would have done here. So we open up this 1-minute gap here. Right here. And this is fucking money. If we could V-shape and get a momentum close, then you want to take it, right? So we're chopping, get a good ass candle close. Exactly. Momentum candle close. So stop could be below the gap. I would probably put it below the gap because volatility was so crazy today. So now let's just review what this is. Let's also pull up the checklist. I can't stress to you guys enough how effective this 10 a.m. PO3 is. So this is our 10 a.m. candle. And this is the bottom wick right now that we've made. So now we're going to have to want to make a top wick. How big the top wick will be, I really don't know. That's not up to me, right? I have no idea. But I'm playing, and there's a possibility that we don't make a top wick and I get fucked, or if we do, it'll be later on. But I'm playing the probabilities of my strategy playing out here with this 10 a.m. PO3. We have the accumulation, we have the manipulation right at 10 a.m. We're displacing through 10 a.m. news high, shifting structure, and now we want to go to the upside. As for targets, I mean, I always just go 1-to-1 in a trade like this. There was a 5-minute which was in the way, which kind of fucked us. But, you know, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I would just go 1-to-1. What happens? We hit TP. It accumulates like a bitch, even if you want to be like, oh, dude, that's not what... I wouldn't go break even here because there's no break even spot. The only place I may go break even is this unfilled 1 minute fair value gap. But even so, I don't think I would have done that. Just the reason why I say that is because... it's not a good break-even spot. We don't have any internal SMT at it. We have highs above, and we've been so bearish that we need to rebalance this leg. If you take the leg of the high of New York to here, then this is the 50% level right here. So you could have just been like, well, I just want to rebalance it. Fuck. That's my fucking potatoes. Hold up. Swear to God, I'm hitting this shit mid-fucking... So... You know, you could have just went 1-to-1 and then that would have been hit in one candle and then put the stop here if you think we're just going to rebalance the range. But even so, clearly this trade was correct because it ends up playing out all the way to this high and then there was an SMT at it. This is the late entry I ended up getting. I took it off the 5, so I was able to catch more of something like this, I believe. Something like this. So, still very good, but, you know, I'm very mad at myself that I didn't initially hop in here because I'm a little pussy bitch. But guys... I can't stress to you enough how fucking money this is. And if you wanted to get in on this 1 minute and take it to this high and then get out at this SMT and maybe put your stop here, that would have banged for 1-to-1 as well. So, here's what I'm saying. 10 a.m. PO3, manipulating into a low. We sold off all fucking morning. How did I know we were going to react off this? Well, at a certain point when you sell off that aggressively, do you guys really think if we sell off this aggressively... The thing that's going to stop us from selling off is like a random 15-minute or like a 5-minute. No, you're going to want to go to the higher time frames. You're going to want to see the previous day low get swept. You're going to want to see daily lows get swept because when I get my daily buys, the first thing I'm looking at is the daily chart. I want to see, okay, are we shifting this low? Are we shifting this high? Are we sweeping the low and the high of the previous day? Have we hit the previous day low or high? And I came into this bitch bearish. If you want to look at my pre-market and out, yeah, just fucking don't show me the thing. Bearish, we made an SMT and we're seeking out daily lows. And then guess who took a trade off the daily lows like a fucking G? Me. So when we're selling off this hard, guys, when we're selling off this hard, I mean, this is what, like a 300-point dump? Yeah. So when we're selling off this hard, you don't want to take a reversal trade unless it's a very, very strong liquidity pool. Like, I'm talking like a daily low, like, not a London low from fucking 20 years ago. Like, I'm talking like a very strong low or a very strong big daily fair value gap. That's how you catch the reversals. Can I predict when reversals are going to happen? Of course not. And the last couple weeks, we've seen just crazy trends where any reversal will usually get stopped and will continue. Which is why I faded this first setup and ended up getting in late like a little bitch because I was unsure if that would happen again, you know, with the 5-minute being in the way. But guys, oh my God, couldn't have drawn it up any better. Let's put these two side by side. What does this look like? See them? So, 10 a.m. power of 3 is going to retire your kids. And this is just a perfect example of we need to make a bottom wick. Like I said, this is the 10 a.m. candle, right? What the fuck? This is the 10 a.m. candle right here. We made this wick. We're not just going to keep on selling off now with no top wick, at least most of the time. So we have to at least come up above and make a push. And we're now... So you're immediately like, okay, let's look for a long setup. Now, you look at the checklist, we're getting a rejection out of a daily low with an SMT and an inverse. We got to take it. So yeah, that was just a recap of probably the greatest trade today. Not probably, definitely the best trade today and one of the best of the year. The only problem is just we've been so trendy lately that I got scared. But today was a great lesson for me to be like, listen, I got to trust my setup no matter what, not try to predict what the market is doing. Remember when I told you guys I only want to take setups that I predict? Well, I predicted that we'd go to those daily lows, and that would be our draw for the day. And then when I got a perfect reversal out of it, I hesitated because then instead of taking the trade that I predicted or analyzed pre-market, I instead tried to predict where we would be at the moment, which is not what I was supposed to do, you know? Not that the continuation short wasn't a bad trade. It was kind of like I was stuck in between two good setups, and I took the shittier one at first. But I mean, this just shows, guys, 10 a.m. power of 3, manipulation in the liquidity pools are so key. If you look at my trade, last thing, you look at my trade from the other day, I think it was yesterday, when we manipulated in this 15-minute on ES with an SMT at open, that is a fucking 30-minute, that is a 30-minute power of 3. Because what happened, guys? Watch this. You want to go back to yesterday? Watch this. So, there was a 15-minute gap, right? Now look what happens. 15-minute gap over here on ES. What are we doing? What are we doing pre-market? We're accumulating. We're not doing anything. Like this, we're not selling off. We're not making big strides. What happens? This right here is a 930 candle. We make this top wick, we hit a liquidity pool, and that's manipulation, guys. If you can figure out and master manipulation in the markets, you're going to be able to catch the trend before it even happens. And that is exactly what we did the other day, and that is exactly what the long off the daily low was today. So those key times like 9:30, 10, are all going to be power of 3s. And now you look at the 30-minute chart. Does this look familiar? Top wick, push down, bottom wick. All right, that's it. So yeah, that's about it. Those are 2 power of 3 examples. Very, very clutch for figuring out the trend for the day, for figuring out bias, for maybe getting in right at market open if you want, or catching the reversal. Obviously, do I know when it's going to reverse always? Of course not. But those will help you out, all right? All right, I'll catch you guys later.